we ready?
Yeah.
We're on. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yep.
Episode 8.
Episode 8.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's to be like 2 months then.
Yeah, 2 months. Yeah.
It doesn't
seem like it.
No.
I mean, I know we do this every week, but yeah, it's crazy that we've been able to get this far.
Yeah.
I've been able to talk, every episode an hour long. I never thought I would be able to just talk to someone about stuff for an hour.
Yeah. And then there's me, and I'm like, it's only an hour? Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's funny. It's crazy. It's very, it's been good.
It's rewarding.
It is
Certainly.
rewarding.
Yes.
And everybody's been still so nice, and people continue to listen. Tom actually wrote me this week, that owns the Roy Kitchen, and he said that he's been listening, and he said, at first I was listening as like a favor to my friends, which I just said I had to take his phone from him because he was like, yeah, I'll follow and follow the show and stuff, but he didn't know how to do it. And I was like, give me your phone. So I did that, but then he listened on his own. I didn't have to force him to do that. And he's like, at first I was just doing it kind of as a favor. And then he's like, I'm already almost done with episode 3. And this has been so fun learning about you guys. And
That's so
cool.
cool.
So it was really nice of him. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone seems that episode 1's really good. Episode 2 is, it's not bad, it's just bad audio.
Yeah.
And that's my fault on that one. But they say after episode 3, they can see the progression in us getting better and better.
We'll
so
see.
Yeah,
Hopefully we don't let you guys down.
hopefully. I guess we'll need some more video editing kind of stuff.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun though. Okay, highs and lows.
Okay.
You get to go first this week. I did 2 weeks in a row.
All right, so my low this week is I had to back out of a tournament.
Oh, you did? That's why you didn't respond to me.
Yeah.
Oh, convenient.
Yeah.
I said, how did you do in your tournament? I got no response. I just thought you got busy, but why'd you have to back out?
Because of my back.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I must have, when was the tournament? Saturday morning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it was Saturday morning.
Was it the end of summer one at the kitchen that you were going to do?
It was.
Okay.
And it was going to be with Justin B. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he podiumed first
He
place.
did. I know.
Who did he play? Spencer?
Spencer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So awesome that he got to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would not have podiumed with him, so I'm glad he was able to get third place. I know, but anyway. So I must have tossed and turned all night, Friday night, and I just wrecked my back. And it was really hard for me to get out of bed until I was up and moving around. So I didn't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
And really wreck my back. So, and I felt bad because I really wanted to play.
Because it was last minute cancellation.
It was last minute.
So you didn't let him know until Saturday morning?
No, I let him know Friday,
okay.
midday at noon.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I think I'm going to have to back out because my back has already been hurting from Monday and Wednesday.
Right.
And then Friday, I could just feel that my back wasn't as good as it needed to be. And then I already knew ahead of time that I needed to back out.
Well,
so
and you know your body better than anybody else, especially with you have a back fusion too, right? So.
Yeah, lower back fusion.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, if you can't find a partner, then just let me know. Then maybe I'll play Saturday.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they found a partner. And yeah, because Saturday morning, like I said, I must have been tossing and turning, but I could barely get out of bed.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm glad to see you're up and moving today then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, after Saturday, it was fine. So maybe I just needed a
rest. I feel like my back is actually, I had to take a hot, Epsom salt bath after our tournament yesterday. I was not well. I needed it. And today I decided to get up and play again at 8 a.m. and my body was not doing it. In fact, I burned less than half the amount of calories I typically burn playing pickleball because that's how I just
limited yourself.
Oh yeah. And I was like, I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that. I'm sure my partners today were like, who invited this girl? Because I played with this group from Salt Lake.
Oh, okay.
But and then it got windy outside and that
windy.
So stupid. And it's not fun to play in the wind. Yeah. But then I think everybody was just kind of meh. In case you guys didn't catch that was meh. Meh. That's a feeling and a word all in one. So yeah. I'm sorry.
That was my low.
Okay. Well, what was your high then?
My high is a buddy of mine from Minot drove down Friday, stayed the night Saturday.
Oh, now we know the real reason you backed out of the tournament. He was hungover.
No. No. He stopped in Idaho Falls Friday and then came in Saturday around, I don't know, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Nice.
So he was dropping off his boat because he got orders down here.
Oh, that'll be fun then.
Yep.
When does he move it down then?
First week of September, he'll be down
Oh,
here.
wow. So
Yep.
less than a month.
Yep.
Well, that's
So
so
in about a
fun.
couple weeks.
Yeah,
Yes, this
that's
is gonna be great.
cool.
And we first met here when we got stationed here together in 2014.
Oh, okay.
And he grew up in Pennsylvania, about an hour and a half away
Oh
from
my
me. And
gosh.
I never knew him. So it's been really good. You know, he's my PA brother from another mother.
I
And
like
we
it.
go back home during hunting season sometimes. So,
Fun.
yeah, cool guy.
That's so fun.
Good friends and family.
Yeah.
So,
I love that. Because the military typically pulls you apart from
yeah.
people. I mean, I was a military brat, so I went to military schools all growing up, lived in Italy, and it just like you make friends and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're moving. So that was my mom got orders my the end of my junior year. And my dad was like, sorry, we're not moving. We'll see you when you get back here.
Yeah.
And so actually, because she made chief, and then they
Okay.
decided for her to stick it out instead. So she retired as a senior, but just so I didn't have to like leave high school my senior year.
Yeah, that would
But yeah,
suck. But there is a thing called senior deferment, so you
yeah.
can
But I wonder if they
not
have.
receive orders for that. But chief might be a little
I think
different.
it must have been, and it's weird because you don't typically get orders while you're deployed, and she
Yeah.
did.
Oh wow.
So she made chief while she was deployed, got the orders while she was deployed as well, and she was like, "Excuse me,"
Yeah.
and I knew there was something, and so yeah, it was
I
weird.
think when you make chief, everything kind of gets thrown out the
Hmm.
door.
Yeah, and I think for her it was, I mean, I think it was just nice knowing she did it, right? I think she would have liked to kind of live it out, but then they just weighed the things. And she was a military brat and actually got like relocated several times in high school. So I think she kind of knew and it just wasn't ideal and
Yeah.
had been deployed from us like a couple of times growing up and then like my sophomore year. And I think she just didn't want to leave us again. I mean, I remember she left when my sister was only like 6 months old,
Wow.
maybe not even that old. And then by the time she got back, my sister didn't even recognize her. I can't imagine as a young mom like how
This is like,
heartbreaking
yeah,
that would
exactly
be.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I never give my mom enough credit. So hopefully she's listening now. Not everything. Don't listen to
Yeah.
everything. Anyways, so that's a high though. So then it
Yeah.
brings you back together too. So
Yep.
that's good. Yeah. Does he have a family? Does he have kids?
He does.
Like
He
your
has 4
son?
kids.
Oh, four.
Yeah,
Wow.
one's graduated, his daughter, and then his son is in high school, and then he has 2 younger ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, yay! You're gonna have a friend here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
You're gonna get him into pickleball?
He's not athletic from what he told me,
Hmm.
so no.
There's a lot of non-athletic people that play pickleball.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Yeah.
Cool. Fun.
Yep.
All right. My highs and lows. My highs were all pickleball based, I would say. So on my Tuesday draft league, our team won.
Oh, wow.
Yes, very nice. It was a good win. It was a fun win. We went against Derek Christensen's team, which Tom is on.
Oh, okay.
And I got an ATP on him, and it was really sad because I had to ask him for the footage. And I said, I'm sorry if this sounds really jerky, but can you send me the footage of me getting an ATP on you? And he's like, you want me to do what? And he's like, okay, I will. So
That's cool.
yeah. And then our team league where you bring your own team for that 5-0 league or 5-0 and below. I guess it's 4.99 and below league that I told you about started this week and our team won
Nice.
somehow, some way. We played a team that came that I don't think realized what they were getting themselves into.
Oh,
They were lower level.
so you sandbagged him.
Yeah, but we're gonna get sandbagged the whole time. Like, I mean, I honestly, I don't want to say that because I don't want to like discredit anybody on my team, but there
Yeah.
are so many 5-0s and 4-5 and above. Like, there are so many strong people in this league. I'm really nervous, but when else am I going to get to play against 5-0 players? And now That's what I told one of them. I said, "Do you realize like I'm paying just to play against you?" And she's laughing. I was like, "You can put that on your resume now that you've made it. Like people are now paying to play against you in leagues." And she just started laughing. But I mean, really, at the end of all of this, I'm going to come out a better
Yeah.
player. So I didn't really want to back out. I was really nervous because I don't want to let my team down. But we did really well this week, and we've got everybody on the team, just like any team, right, has their strengths and weaknesses. And I just have a lot more weaknesses. So, and then my lesson did get canceled that I was supposed to do yesterday, which is probably good because I was going to do a lesson right before a tournament that I had with Bonnie. And I think I would have just been toast because my body was hating me yesterday. But Bonnie and I somehow, some way, got third place in the 4-5 women's tournament. We won our first game. We were down 6-0
Wow.
at the beginning, and then we switched sides and we came back and they didn't get another point. And I think we went from like 0 to 9 pretty quickly. And then they got the ball and we got it back. And then we scored two more and won. And I was like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Just took us a
Heck yeah.
minute. And then we lost the next three games.
Oh,
Coincidentally, the three that I was recording. And then I was like, I'm going to stop recording and we're going to switch courts. And then we won every single game after that. So I think we went 5-3. And then the people like two below us, we beat both of them. Like they had like the same record as us, but we beat both of them. So we
okay.
went on head to head. So that's why I was saying, like, we literally, like, I don't even know how we got it, but we did. So it was fun.
Yeah.
So a fun week of pickleball. And then my low is I've been experimenting with sourdough and I've been trying all these new like different grains to do starters with, but I decided to bake with a different kind of bread and it's expensive flour. I won't get like too much into the details, but I wasted a lot of flour. I wasted like $20 because they just did not turn out well. I actually saved one in case you want to take it home. Like, this milk is sour. Do you want to taste it? Rob, of course, is like, sure, I'll have some. Put in my coffee. But you might like it. It's like a higher protein. It's a very good flour for regular. It's kamut flour, is what it is. But it just made my sourdough loaves like really dense.
Mm.
And so it's not what I like my sourdough to taste like, but other people like the kamut flour I like for like baking, other like baked goods. And then, like, I mean, it's a really good flour. It's very good, but just not for sourdough.
Mm.
I didn't like it, but
Yeah, might as well. I'll try it.
yeah, it's yours.
It's got mold on it.
And no, there's no mold. I baked it yesterday, but I baked two, and I was like, I want to try one, and then I was like, oh, I'll just give one away, because then I especially am gonna give it away because I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not my favorite. So, yeah. Anyways, our topic this week. You want to lead us into?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Building confidence within pickleball on and off court.
yeah,
So, how does pickleball help you build confidence within yourself if you don't have any?
yeah,
Maybe you're just always confident. But
yeah.
I would think pickleball would help you no matter what build confidence.
Yeah, I think we probably should start with just building confidence in general and what kind of things, because I've read some books on this in the past and I wish I could quote some of them. But so I'm going to speak from a little bit of memory and a little bit of notes that I took, but things that, like, in general build your confidence, right? Obviously, like being good at something is
Yeah.
going to build your confidence. Keeping promises to yourself build your confidence. So with that being said, I'll just kind of, because that just reminded me of something I've done a couple of times. I don't know. Have you heard of 75 hard?
No, but I think you told me about it before.
Maybe, probably because I feel like it's like CrossFit or pickleball, right? Like
Yeah.
once if you've done it, it's all you can talk about. But it's a mental health challenge,
Okay.
or mental toughness challenge. My bad. So mental toughness challenge. A lot of people think it's like a weight loss challenge, but it's really like it makes you like mentally tough. So it's 75 days of a gallon of water every day, two workouts, two 45-minute workouts. One has to be outside, one can be outside or inside, it doesn't matter. And then, but one has to be outside. Sticking to a diet of your choosing. Um, 10 pages of nonfiction reading every day and a picture. You have to take a picture of yourself every day. So is that, I think so. The water, the reading, the picture, the diet. Oh, no alcohol goes hand in hand with the note with the diet that you're picking and then the gallon of water. And It is so tough.
Yeah.
um, I've done it.
Picture
I've done it.
sounds really horrible.
Honestly, the picture, the very first time I did it
Yeah.
was the hardest part for me because I did not love myself. I barely liked myself. And so having to take a picture of yourself every day was so hard. And for me, it was so hard because I didn't like to look at myself in the mirror. I didn't even like who I was. And to have to take that picture, I literally would take it and I just put it in a folder because I hated seeing them pop back up. I usually was fully clothed. I did a part where I was like, I'm just going to zoom in on my face and see how this gallon of water every day is going to like help my skin. But then I didn't like my face because I could see, like, I even look back at these pictures now and I see how unhappy I was compared to the last time I did it, which was last summer. I started at the end, well, like the beginning of August, and then went into October. But even after the first time, I'm not shitting you. My confidence, like the only reason I ever wanted to do it again was because of how much I noticed my confidence went up, and
Mm.
it's because I set a goal for myself. I got better at it every single day. I actually completed it. So I think that goes hand like I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I started a diet or started a workout plan and I just never did it. I never followed through.
Mhm.
I would start like 4 days, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, and it's like a 30-day plan. And you don't do it and then you lose confidence. And
Yeah.
the fact that you can do it, it kind of I just feel like maybe like summarized, it just goes from like saying I can't do something to, oh my gosh, I'm good at this, or oh my gosh, I can do this, or I did do this. Like that to me just is as confidence equals this.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But the 75 hard like built my confidence so much. So people always ask me like, "Did you like it?" And I'm like, "Yes, only because of that." I saw my confidence like change so much, and then I attempted it like two more times between. So after the first time, and I did not do well. So the first time I did it, I was married, and my husband at the time was deployed.
Yeah.
And so it was really easy, right? My sister lived here, and her and I were doing it together. And I mean, she lived in Salt Lake, but I would go there for like an outdoor walk, or like it was just nice to do it with somebody, so I could be like, "Did you drink your water, bitch?" And um, so where it was like, "Oh my gosh, it's 10 p.m. I don't think I can do another workout." And it was like, "No, yes you can, yes you can, yes
Yeah.
you can. Let's do it. Well, let's get on FaceTime and do this together." And so it was really nice to have somebody to do it with, but also not to have anybody here to say, "Oh my gosh, it's 10 o'clock and you're working out again, blah, 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 blah."
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Or that's like, "Well, just like, let's have pizza." And I'm like, "I can't fucking have pizza." And if we're going to have pizza, you want beer. I just know it. And I
Yeah.
can't have that either. So it was nice to have that. And then I attempted it two more times. I think the first time I only lasted like a week, and it was a pizza beer situation that I got into. Stupid husband. And then the next time, I don't even think I made it. I don't even think I made it a full week.
Mm.
And so then I decided last summer, I was like, I'm gonna do it again because I needed to feel that confidence boost a
Yeah.
little, and it helped so much again. And this time I liked doing the pictures. Imagine that, because I had done so much work internally up to that point, that it made a huge difference. So if you haven't heard of 75 hard, I encourage you to at least look into it, because it was life changing for me, to be honest. It's hard. Don't go into it like, oh my gosh, I could lose weight. You're drinking a gallon of water and you're sticking to
Mhm.
a diet. 75 days, guys. Like you probably will lose weight,
Yeah.
or you might trim up, or you might, but the fact that like you set a goal, just even 75 days, but it was like hard things. Like drinking a gallon of water is hard if you don't already drink like at least 60 ounces of water, like at least half of that a day.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Um,
bathroom breaks.
yeah. And
Yeah.
you got to start early.
Mhm.
And that's the part that's hard for me because I start early with caffeine. I drink coffee.
Yep.
So then when I was doing that, I changed and I would drink like lemon water in the morning, and then I would eat, and then I would have coffee. So that's what I did the
Oh,
second
so you
time
did
around.
cut out coffee.
I didn't cut out coffee. No, I didn't cut out things, but I had to make time and room and make it a priority to drink the water first. So like that was the first thing I drank every day instead of coffee was lemon water, and then I would have my breakfast, and then I would allow myself a cup of coffee. And then I would have to drink, I think, like, what did I do? Like 20 ounces of water if I wanted another coffee, I could have it at that time or something. I can't remember like my little thing I did. Um, but I had like, I need to drink this much by this time, this much, so that I wasn't up until like midnight trying to chug water, which did still happen.
Ugh,
The
that
hardest
sounds
part
horrible.
was staying because the reading cannot be audible and it can't be like on your Kindle. So it has to be an actual book with pages. So what I would do, because I was a psychopath, and on top of all those things, I also set a goal to do, I think it was 12,000 steps every day. So while I was reading, I would walk up and down my stairs. I would walk like in this room, in that room, and while I was reading.
Oh, wow.
And I would do that and I'd walk like my hallway from my front door to my oven like 500 fucking times because my house is small. um, and while I was reading, just so I could like get the reading in and stay awake because I wouldn't have time in the mornings to do it. And I would wait until the end of the day to do it. But then once I started reading and trying to get the steps in, I was like, oh, this is fine. I can do this at one time. Like I can read and walk at the same time. And so that's what I did. And I didn't have a treadmill at the time, and now I do. So that's been
I've never
helpful.
tried that, walking and reading at the same
Yeah.
time.
I mean, you're obviously like, I mean, when I'm just walking here, like it's not a big space, right? But I mean, I walk on the treadmill on an incline at a moderate speed,
Mhm.
not high, but on an incline, and I read, and it's fine.
Huh.
What's bad is that when I'm reading nonfiction, I usually like to highlight
Oh.
because I'm usually like reading self development stuff.
Oh,
And so
okay.
I'll highlight books. And so that's really hard. So I would like have a highlighter. This is so crazy. I would like have a highlighter at the end of the counter. And if I had like, I would like hurry and walk over there and highlight something and then come back. And then I just continue on my walk or something. Or I probably have a ton of books where like the highlighting is like straight and like jagged or something. But yeah, so anyways, back to like the confidence building. I think like setting small goals and attaining those, like outside of the 75 hard. I mean, if you haven't heard of it, look into it. Andy Frisella is the guy that kind of created it.
Hmm.
There's Instagram pages. It was it was a huge confidence booster just to even complete it
Yeah.
and to know that I could do it and we can do hard things, right?
Yeah.
But I think just like small wins and keeping promises to yourself builds confidence. um I think like exercise, which I think is like the pickleball aspect. I think having a
Yeah.
community of people that you can lean on builds confidence, or knowing that people can lean on you. Like having a skill
Mhm.
that you can teach other people
Oh, yeah, for
is
sure.
like a confidence thing, right? Like,
Big time.
so the fact that, like, if your friend from Minot does decide to learn pickleball, you being able to teach him and show him, or someone that wanted to start their own clothing business,
Yeah.
being able to show them and teach them, or somebody that wants to learn how podcasting works. I'm this little thing here that I know nothing about, that if anything happened, I'd have to figure out, I wouldn't be able to. But yeah, just being able to like teach a skill to somebody else, I think is a confidence booster. But so like no learning a skill and then mastering it. Exercise, I think that alone, like those endorphins already like get your dopamine up, and then that, I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on like what do you think builds confidence in general?
In general, pretty much everything that you just said,
Yeah.
right? I think positive feedback helps
Oh
too.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Or even constructive feedback. So maybe it's
constructive.
not always like, oh, you did so great, but it's, hey, you did this great. It's kind of like the sandwich method, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is good, but you could work on this, but also you did this really good.
Yeah. 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 Because I know during the military, when I was learning my job, I did become a trainer, and it did boost my confidence in my skills of being able to teach someone, and also it it helped me learn my job even at a higher level,
Yeah.
right? Because you're
Mhm.
showing someone, and then if you don't know something, you're like, damn it, I need to know this
Right.
because I'm teaching them, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I'm doing right now with the sourdough thing. And so this is kind of a little well, if I say it out loud, I have to do it, right? So this is kind of like a facing my fear, which could help with my confidence, I guess. Is that I want to ultimately, I've had so many people ask me to teach them how to do sourdough. So I'm working on a lesson plan to do either video courses
Yeah.
or put together. So I'll be putting together a PDF regardless, but I'll probably do some video courses out there. But there's things about sourdough that I don't know. So I'm trying to teach myself those things and starting my own starters that I mentioned before and know how that all works so that I can teach other people.
Yeah.
Because I could teach everybody the exact way that I do it and it's so good in this way. But if somebody was to be like, well, I mean, what if I used wheat flour? I'd be like, I don't fucking know. Why don't you Google it? So I would just have to like, now I can say, well, I at least attempted it and it didn't work for me. So here's my fail proof method on, sorry, I'm always fidgeting with something. I'm gonna do all the things before I get in trouble. Here's my like fail proof method on making sourdough my way. But I also wanted to be able to like experiment with like wheat and all purpose and then gluten free options. So I'm trying to do those things, but it's that same type of thing. And if I can put out a lesson plan, then
Yeah.
but now I just put that in words out here for our few followers to hear.
I think overcoming adversity too is a
Yeah.
big confidence booster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or making a tough decision.
Making a tough decision and seeing it through no matter if it
Yes.
fails or, is a positive.
Oh, right. Like
Yeah.
I will say, and I actually was just texting with somebody today about this, is it was a hard divorce is hard,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
being in a tough marriage is hard.
Yeah.
So it took me a long time to realize that I needed to get divorced, right? And that I would be happier, that he would be happier if we weren't together. And but that was a tough decision. And I did a lot of work on myself before I made that decision. And I think that's what helped me make that decision. But then once I had the guts to make that call and see it through, and now seeing how happy I am outside of that situation that marriage, I don't want to paint it in a negative light
Yeah.
like that, but outside of that marriage and the change that I've made in myself, I'm like it my confidence has gone up a ton, but in my own decision making. And the fact that like I was so proud of how I handled that, right? It wasn't just like on a whim that I made that decision. I thought about it, I decided. It wasn't a decision I made lightly, which it never should be, right? But those decisions sometimes just are. You get pissed off and it's like, well, I want a fucking divorce and I'm done.
Yeah.
I never did that. But I know that people do, and that's okay too, right? Like you can just have enough and just say that and not really think it through and then you might have regrets later.
Yeah.
I've had
That's
no
pretty much what I did.
regrets.
Or what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, moving from California to Utah, we already knew we were gonna get a divorce, but we never took any steps towards it until some issues happened, and then it was kind of forced upon, and then we just went through it, so.
Yeah. But it sounds like it wasn't also rushed then.
No, but it wasn't like a mutual, like, "Okay, we're gonna get divorced," kind of a thing. It was more or less, like, very combative,
Mm,
very, toxic,
yeah.
breakup and ending, and then
Yeah.
1 year of full, trying to get
Ugh.
divorced.
I know. Mine
Yeah.
didn't last a full year, but I didn't have kids. And really, somehow, nothing to fight over, yet we fought over things. I don't get it.
Some of the stupidest stuff
The
too.
stupidest shit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
what is all of this? Like, why are we here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was hard. It was a hard decision to make. I made it. I was very proud of with myself. I was very proud of how I handled myself. How, because you get people, you tell your story, right? Like I have my story, he has his, and then somewhere in between there's probably the truth, right?
Yep.
But you tell your story to your friends and family, and they're like, whatever, and you should do this, and this is what you should say. And I'm like, well, that's not who I am. That's not my character. My character isn't going to react that way. So I mean, honestly, that's what I would have to tell my dad several times. He's like, you need to be doing this, and you need to say this. And I'm like, well, that's not who I am. And I'm not going to be proud of myself if I react that way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to react Destiny's way. And then I did. And there's some things where I'm like, well, I probably could have, been a little tougher.
Yeah.
I could have maybe not been walked all over for a minute. But instead, I now get to come out of it and I'm like, okay, well, I handled that my way and I'm really proud of how I handled it. And it built my confidence. So, yeah, don't ever try to get divorced from me because I know how to do it really well. I've done it twice.
Yeah. I would say
um,
the military gave me majority of my confidence. I would say I was kind of confident as a teenager, but I got picked on, I was bullied quite a bit. Um, but I still kept confidence to a degree. I suffered from depression as a kid too, just because my home life wasn't that great. But anyway, it wasn't until I really joined the military to where I got good at something and I was able to teach someone, which helped me build a confidence. And then I got put on with more responsibility that I succeeded at. And I always love that about the military that, they give you an option, like you can do this or you can be a dirtbag,
You're right.
right?
Right.
Or you don't have a choice, you need to do this
Right.
and succeed at it.
Hmm.
And I accomplished all that, right? And I loved it. I just loved being able to go do a mission, complete it, and take on the next mission, right?
Yeah.
While juggling all this other stuff,
Right.
right? Because when I was a little over halfway through my career, I got divorced, and then it was a child custody battle for 5 years. Um,
Mm.
I I succeeded in that, but it was super detrimental. Like I was very confident at work, but afterwards, I wasn't confident, even though I showed it that I was to all my friends and family and stuff. But inside, like I almost committed suicide in 2019 because of it, because it
Oh
was
my
coming to a
gosh.
boiling point of things just weren't working for me in the court. And there was a lot of crap going on with my ex and my son. And there was like no hope, it seemed like,
Right.
until like I was scheduling it out. I was gonna do it, and then luckily I got emergency custody like the next week because something happened, and I just had this intuition that like, no, I need to dig into this. Something isn't adding up here, which I've had those in the past, and luckily I pursued those.
Good.
And so, yep, then I got emergency custody, and I've had custody ever since, sole and legal. So it's awesome, and that was a big confidence booster. It's like you stuck through it 5 years.
Yeah.
You almost were considering suicide. You worked through that while juggling and dominating in your job,
Right.
and um, yeah, obviously it's super expensive. That sucked,
Yeah.
but surviving, being able to buy a house, take care of myself, while upon take care of my brother and my sister, which could be a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Um, and just succeeding in life, right?
Yeah.
And overcoming,
Good for you.
yeah, overcoming all that. So a lot of people
Super.
didn't know that I was close to being suicidal at one point in time.
Your wingman didn't know.
No, because I never told anyone.
Yeah.
I just kept it in.
Which I think is probably
That's a
a
military thing.
huge percentage of people.
Yeah,
And that's why, I mean, a lot of people will be like, well, I didn't see it coming. They were so happy. Da, da, da. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And
yeah.
it's because people aren't asking the right questions but and I don't want to say that because
Well, no one would
no
have
one would
known.
have known. No one,
No.
if you were keeping everything in, what questions would they have asked? How's it going?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, because where is the line between like just asking questions and then questioning you in that way, I guess. Like,
yeah,
being too personal or digging too deep or being too invasive, right? I think that's it. Like, I'm an open book, so people, like, I usually wind up telling people things before they even have to ask, but not everybody's like that.
yeah,
And I had to learn that. My sister and I, and a friend of mine who's also pretty introverted, um, we went on a wine trip years ago to Idaho and got into it one night. We might have had too much wine. The three of us were fighting. It was crazy. But it was like, I think I felt hurt that my sister wasn't coming to me when I thought she should, when she was like struggling with, a relationship, and my friend did the same thing because I always went to them because
yeah,
I am the person that has to like tell my story to feel good, or not to feel good, but to like feel a release. And I've learned, I mean, I've done a lot of growth. I don't have to do that anymore. I've learned different coping mechanisms and different ways to work through things.
mhm,
But it at that time, I thought it was that they didn't trust me, and not realizing that everybody's fucking different.
yeah,
Not everybody has to share their story, and not everybody processes information the same. And that also, they don't have to tell me what, just because she is my sister and just because she is my best friend doesn't mean I'm entitled to know every little thing about them either.
yeah,
And so obviously, if you're doing check-ins and checking in with people and they feel safe with you, they're going to disclose certain things, but not all the time are we disclosing everything because you think you're strong enough to handle these
mhm,
things, and then all of a sudden you're not.
yeah,
All of a sudden you're not strong enough to handle it alone, and then your mind starts shifting and feeling like you're alone and that there's really no other way. And maybe because you were just very surface with some people that they didn't even think to ask those questions to
Yeah.
you, you know?
And, the majority of my friends were guys too. So
Yeah.
we as guys, we don't really dig into,
Tell me all your
I don't,
thoughts and feelings.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Only if we can really notice it, right? If we see a change in someone's, like a friend's patterns and habits,
Right.
then we might start questioning it. But yeah, I have a hard time noticing that kind of stuff. Like I had airmen that were going through stuff. If it wasn't for me just pulling them in individually, I would do and just talk with them, be like, hey, how's things going? How's outside life going? That then they felt comfortable enough to bring that up. But I still probably wouldn't have known
Right.
or caught something that maybe question like, is something going on that I need to start digging into? Like,
Hmm.
what's going on?
Hmm.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can tell just by facial expressions
Hmm.
that I can pick up on, but it can be really tough.
Yeah. And I think there's like that level of emotional intelligence too that is necessary for leaders. And so I think they'll put you through those classes if it's something that isn't innate within you.
Yeah.
Um, that for leaders, I think all leaders should be going through an emotion like an EQ class, right? But I do know that women typically will ask those leading questions. So if I'm like, hey, how's it going? And like, well, I guess it's going okay. And it's like, What do you mean you guess? What's
Yeah.
going on?"
Mm.
Or a guy'd be like, oh, okay, bro. But if
Yeah.
your bro wasn't like coming out drinking with you or wasn't, you know what I mean? Or like was kind of dismissive or not responding to texts, that's where you kind of notice where I'd be
Exactly.
like, oh, they're just need a night at home. Like,
Mm.
but it's like the words that I'm listening to,
Yeah.
where, like you said, it's like the actions are changing and stuff. And I do notice those things sometimes, but I do think there's a lot to be said about that face to face interaction too,
Yep.
because you kind of can pick up on body language and different things like that. And I think too, it's easier to relate to people, I guess, in person. Is it the word I'm trying to use? Relate? I don't know.
Maybe. I know you can be
Connect
more
and
empathetic when you're face to face with someone,
yeah,
right? I mean, at least I can be.
yeah.
You know, if I see someone driving and I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna say it. I can be more empathetic when it's in person, because
Yeah.
if not, then I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
a bad way to go
there's
about
more
life.
distractions.
There's more
So when
distractions.
I have like my one-on-ones with my employees, if they're not in person,
Yeah.
I think I could be distracted, they could be distracted. So when we were working from home for a long time, I always made sure I had my camera on.
Yeah.
And whether they did or not, I didn't always require it if it was a one-on-one, but it helped me stop my distractions.
Mhm.
I wanted to be focused on them. I wanted that one-on-one time. I wanted them to know that I was there for them.
Yeah.
If I didn't have my camera on, 100% I would have been like, oh, what email did I get? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? What I am. But if I have my camera on, I'm like, okay, you have my undivided attention. This is your time. What do you need from me? What can I do for you? And a lot of the time they would turn their cameras on, but sometimes people don't. And now we're back in the office, and I have. I'll do my one-on-ones and people have been coming to my office, but I'm in a different building still. So even though we're all back in the office, I'm in a whole different building than the majority of my team. And I still have some employees that are in different states. And so I still have to do those one-on-ones. But it is hard.
Well,
100% no.
yeah. Well, I used to tell my airmen, and we'll go back to the confidence thing. You know, they would just get stuck in this rut of, well, I don't know if I want to do that because that's more responsibility. It sounds taxing. It means more hours. And I'm like, you have it in you. So when I took over MHT, which is missile handling team, that
Say
shop,
that again. Sorry.
missile handling.
Oh, missile handling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't go into of what we
Thank
did
you.
at the shop, but
Just
because
kidding.
there's just a lot of military lingo and all that stuff.
Missiles.
Missiles.
Handling. Words.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I had about 14 or 15 people underneath me.
Mhm.
I had to get to know every single one of them. I had to be humble, but also, enforce the rules and things like
Mhm.
that. But I also had to pull stuff out of them that they might be holding themselves back from growing,
Mhm.
right? So I needed some new team chiefs and I needed some new trainers and drivers. Well, none of them was stepping up. So I'm like, nope, you're going to be my next trainer. They're like, I don't know. I was like, dude, you got this.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. I'm here to coach you through how to be a good trainer, how to be a good team chief. I'm going to
Right.
set you up for success. but I know you have it in you to do this. And every single one succeeded in completing all the training and getting certified, and then came back to me later and saying, "Thank you for pushing me to do this because it has been a blessing. It's helped me boost my confidence.
Mm.
It helped me with my job and understanding of the missile system."
Yeah. I'm getting the
And
chills.
yeah, yeah,
It's
and
good.
that builds my confidence,
Right.
knowing that I can influence people and help push them and
Right.
drive them to be better people.
Right. It's a two-way street though,
Yeah,
right? Like,
help you help me.
right.
Yeah.
But the confidence thing, right? So I guess that's another layer is having a mentor of somebody that believes in you
Yes.
is a part of building your confidence.
Yeah.
And I would say that, yeah. I mean, that's what I tell my team. I'm like, at the end of the day, if you guys aren't applying for my job,
Hmm.
or your leads job, if you're not applying for your leads job or my job, or if you're not trying to grow,
Hmm.
then I'm not doing my part, I'm not
Yeah.
doing my job. And that's some things that I've always told them. I'm like, obviously I'm going to be disappointed if you leave the team and go like for a reassignment somewhere, but if you're getting promoted, don't ever hesitate. I mean, if you're getting a new job regardless, because you could be broadening your experience. And that's what I always tell them. I'm like, even if you're reassigned, so I always joked initially, I'm like, unless you're leaving the team for a promotion, don't come to me. But and then I always like counter that with, except for, because I've brought in my experience, I've taken change to look like I've taken a pay cut so that I could go overseas and learn a different job and also be overseas.
Yeah.
So you're broadening your experience. So all of that is helping you grow as a well-rounded person in your position, right? And so that's what I always tell them. I'm like, don't my job is to help you grow. That's my job. If you're not growing, then I'm not doing my job.
Yep.
So we've got a problem here, right? And sometimes it's not even necessarily like growing and learning your actual job, because some of my team, if they ever listen to this, which I know a couple of them will, could probably tell you that I don't know their fucking job. And so my job is not to know your job. My job is, and I'm speaking to you right now, my job is to know how to help you do your job. And, whether that's that I know the exact ins and outs of your everyday little things, maybe not, but I know who to go to help you.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's no secret. I'd always tell my team, I'm like, I don't know the answer to this. Can somebody else help me? Who can help me help you? But yeah, I think, but all of those things, I think it's like a big web, right? It's
Mhm.
all building confidence.
Yep.
So I even had somebody recently tell me, because I pointed out their growth and they said that they wouldn't have been able to do that without me as a leader. And so then that really like obviously like pulled at my heart a little and made me feel really good and built my confidence in being a leader for them, even if I changed one thing for one person. Obviously, like I walked out of work with my chest held high that day.
Yeah.
And then the next day just probably smashed again, whatever. So yeah, I think so yeah, so going along with that, so right, like we've talked about skills building and practicing.
Yeah.
So that goes with pickleball, right? Like you're practicing pickleball, you're getting better. Because I feel like I liked pickleball. It was always fun. I wasn't always very confident in my skill level,
Mhm.
at a lower level. And then I would get better. And then I would win tournaments. And then I was like, okay, I like this. I'm good at it. My confidence is going up. And then I would breach into the next level. And I'm like, just kidding. I fucking hate this. This sucks. I suck at this. And so I've done that, how many different times?
Yeah.
3-0, through 5, 4-0, 4-5. So I'm at that point right now actually where I'm just like, I don't know that I can do this Thursday night league. I suck.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. Yeah, with pickleball, it's like,
Yeah.
how do I progress without drilling?
You can't. Well, you could.
You could.
I read something, or not read something. I always say that. I'm like, I did all this research, guys. Somebody sent me a video on Instagram. Is what it was. But they were talking about how to get better at pickleball, and they said that it's really drilling and playing competitive events.
Yeah.
So kind of coming out of like the rec play and just drilling and competitive events will just like
So
amplify
league
your.
or
I think a
tournament?
league tournaments is what they were talking, but like where we do those draft leagues, those are competitive
Yeah.
leagues. I think those I think that counts. I would say like how we do our Sunday fun day. I would say maybe not that.
Yeah. Even though
Um
it's still pretty competitive.
it
And
is
there's a
competitive.
lot of good people that play
Yeah,
it.
we have a good group, and I feel like I need that sometimes. I need that reminder that like this is at the end of the day a game
Yeah.
and it's fun and I have friends in this game and I enjoy it. And so I don't think I'll ever stop playing Sundays just to maybe like I might just maybe add drilling to the beginning, which I was doing a lot in the winter. I was showing up an hour early,
Mhm.
or an hour and a half early and just drilling with somebody else that was going to be joining. Um, but I think I just love the Sundays. It's
Yeah.
like a fun, it's just
I haven't
fun.
been doing it in a while.
No, I kind of somebody was like, I just see you just gave up on putting the group together. And I was like, I did. I did give up because it's a lot of work. And I know
Yeah.
everybody's been playing outside and people needed a break. And so I've been
I
just
think it's a good
going.
winter
Yeah.
winter thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been going when I get invited. So I think I went today and then 2 weeks ago and then like here and there. I haven't really played a lot of Sundays this summer. But I played today and it was so hot. Then it was only like it's the weather said like 80,
Yeah.
but the humidity was like 40, and that's high here in Utah. So I was sweating, like my face was melting. And I'm like, what is happening? And then Kevin said the same thing. Kevin's like, why is it so hot? He's like, I was outside yesterday, it wasn't this hot. And I was like, the humidity. Sorry, I struggled with this word
Yeah.
earlier. The humidity must have been high.
Must have been, yeah.
And then we looked and it was 40%, which is high for Utah. That's actually very high. I
Well, it is a
think.
desert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I didn't know that moving here to Utah that it was actual desert.
Yeah. So we're
Now,
like high desert.
some of it, yeah, high desert.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, some of it looks like desert landscape, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, okay. So these were the notes that I took. So yeah. So the keeping the promises to yourself, which that I talked about like 75 hard and how that worked for me, and honestly, it really did. And any other goals that I keep for myself when I actually do them, I feel really good. When I don't, and it's like day two. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. How I started like a lifting again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't start.
Yeah.
I did the two
Because you
days.
did your legs and you're like,
I did like a full body. Yeah.
yeah.
And I didn't do it, and I feel like a piece of shit. The thing is still on my fridge, the calendar with no days marked off. Okay, it's fine.
I
I'm
got
gonna
a list
restart.
too.
And then skills building,
Yeah.
and then
Check.
movement and exercise because I think that
Yeah.
like increases your mood.
Check.
And okay, um, the facing fears and doing things that are hard. So we talked about like the divorce thing, like
Yeah.
that for me was a huge confidence built booster. And I feel like such a dick saying like that. Like getting divorced was so good for my confidence, but it was because being married was
Same
not.
here, right? It put me
Yeah.
through a lot of tough situations that
Hmm.
I overcame,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
a better person for it.
Yeah. And
It
I mean,
helped me
I was
grow.
so scared to do that. And I mean, honestly, I, my confidence was worse when I was married. So I don't.
I used to tell my airmen too, I, for you to build confidence and to push yourself, you need to pick up heavy things and carry them.
Hmm.
And it's not
Yeah.
it's a metaphor, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Take on
Figuratively.
take on
Hmm.
heavy
Yeah.
things and deal with them,
Yeah.
carry them. Yeah,
Well, I'm doing that right now with something else I won't get into,
yeah.
but maybe then you're telling me in a couple weeks it might feel really good. Okay, and then what was the other thing I had? The skills building and practicing. I think we talked. Oh, this says I wrote down positive self-talk and kind of reframing your thoughts. And I wrote that down because of how shitty both of us have talked about our jobs lately and
Yeah.
how bad. And I've started reframing my thinking. And I say started. I wrote down on my list of things to do to reframe my thinking around work.
I need to do that for
Yeah.
pickleball because the last 2 weeks,
Mm.
I just been so negative.
Just like burnt out on it or just negative about yourself and
That's a
your
good question.
partners? Or what do you think?
Am I burnout? I don't know, to be honest.
Maybe you have a little burnout.
Maybe I am going through a burnout
I
session
think we've all done that. We were
because,
just talking about this the other night.
like, Wednesday, I could not. I played well.
Okay,
I
did your
thought.
team win?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, so you
And we
guys are
won
3
Monday
and 0.
too. Yeah, we're 3-0.
And your Monday's 2 and 0 then?
Yep.
Nice.
So
Okay.
we're doing
Big
good.
wins, guys.
But
Congrats.
still, like, if I miss a shot or my teammate like flubs a shot, I get so pissed off
Okay,
and
first
like
of
I
all,
cuss a lot. I even texted Carson, was like, "Hey, I just want to apologize. I was cussing a lot and I'm sorry." Like
Carson who?
Carson, the owner of Pleasantview.
Oh, Carson Black.
Yeah, Carson
Oh,
Black.
I'm the worst.
And he's like, "Oh, I didn't even hear you." And I'm like, I don't know.
That's
A lot
probably
of
good.
people heard me. 'cause I was like, "F," when I would miss a
Oh.
shot. Yeah.
I did yell mother effer on Thursday night. Was it Thursday?
Yeah.
No, yesterday.
And
Yesterday in the tournament party.
I feel bad because, the states, there's a lot of religious people here, so me throwing F-bombs and
Yeah,
other
they're not looking
stuff.
at you thinking you're religious.
Yeah, they're
No
like,
surprise to them when they see you say the F word.
"What?
Same with me.
Huh?
Yeah.
All these?" That's
Yeah, same with me. I'm like, sorry guys. What did Tom? I did actually warn Tom about our podcast,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Ugh, I'm allowed to hear bad words," or what he say? Don't you? I know I can hear bad words or something, and I
I
was like,
can hear it.
no, I'm just saying like, don't listen to it in the car with your children.
Yeah, 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 no.
That's what I was warning. That's what I'm like, I know you're a big boy. You can hear bad words, but
Isn't that weird how we, like, try to tailor ourselves? We're like, because like, when I reached out to, Britain, and maybe I talked about this, I was like, "Some of my shirts are kind of,
oh yeah.
edgy, right? They're a bit edgy." And he's like, "No, I love all your
Is
shirts, even the
that
edgy
is
ones."
is
And
that a pun too? Never mind.
okay, I don't get it.
Okay, I'll explain it to you later. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I still get like that. I still, like, try to
Well,
hold
I want to
myself
be
or, like,
respectful.
you can be
That's the
respectful,
thing is like I
but me
don't
cussing, as long as they know I'm not cussing at them, I'm cussing at myself.
right. And
Um,
but I try to be respectful, especially if there's like little ears listening. And so that's
yeah,
why I did
yeah,
kind of warn people before our podcast because especially like Jamie and Britton,
yeah.
I know that Cash is sometimes with them. And he was like, "Oh, I was listening to your podcast on the way here." And
Oh my god.
I was like, "No, no, no." And I told Jamie, I was like, "Please, please." And she's like, "Oh, no, no, no. He wasn't in the car." And I was like, "Oh, thank God." And I was like, "I just want to apologize." So, another disclaimer for everybody out there: these are
Yeah,
not for little ears if they're not comfortable hearing the F word. I
yeah.
know we had Malaya here, and I always forget that she's 15.
Mhm.
But I heard her say the F word the other day. So,
Oh, man.
I know. I think it was the first time her dad heard her say the F word too. Maybe
That's
not, but I think he was a little surprised at first, like taken back. But yeah, I don't. I just, I want to. You want to be respectful. You
yeah,
just. That's my thing.
yeah. I
But
get it.
it's nice that you messaged him. He was like, I didn't hear he heard you. He actually already repented for you.
Yeah, probably, probably. He's like, "Free him for he does not know what he does," or whatever.
Yeah, you were in his prayers that
Yeah.
night. You're such an asshole. Sorry. Okay. I also wrote down, which I feel like this okay, so I wrote down two more things. So preparation, like the fail to plan is planning to fail type of thing. And that kind of for me goes hand in hand with like the setting the goals for yourself. So I don't know why I wrote it down separately, but I just feel like for me it reduces when I actually like plan and I sit down and have a planner and I follow that plan. It's kind of like the setting the promises, but it reduces my anxiety,
Yeah,
it reduces the negative self-talk and all of that. And that is the next thing I wrote down was like the self-acceptance and the self-love. And not necessarily like I think we talked right before we actually started recording today, but about like the self love. I think a lot of people are like, oh, I took a bath and I did a face mask. And I'm like, I just feel like self love is a little different than that. Like, those are great things to do for yourself,
mhm,
100%, like 1,000%. But I think like having compassion for yourself and
yeah,
being nice to yourself and positive self talk are a whole different ball game of that self-acceptance and self-love. I read a book once called, and I think everybody should read this, and it's called How to Be Your Own Best Friend. And it's like 50 pages or something, maybe 100, and it's like the quickest read ever. But the main thing that I got out of it, so maybe you don't even need to read it once I tell you this, because this is really the only thing, was like, you wouldn't say like, I'm not ever gonna call you a piece of shit. But do you wanna know how many times I tell myself well, I don't anymore, but how many times I used to say that to myself? Like,
yeah,
why do I talk to myself the way I would never talk to my best friend that way? So why the fuck am I talking to myself like that?
yeah.
You
And
know?
I'm so bad at that. And I chalk it up and, like, kind of, like, brush it off to the side and just say, "Oh, I'm just trying to be humble." But
Yeah,
in
but it's not
reality, it's
humble.
not.
It's breaking you down every
Yeah,
single time you say that. Like, and I know this from experience.
yeah,
And so, I mean, when I was overweight, I used to literally look at myself in the mirror and tell myself I was a fat piece of shit. I would never tell a friend of mine that is overweight that they're a fat piece of shit.
yeah,
Not fucking ever. Because you're not defined by your weight. It doesn't make you a piece of shit to have extra weight on you. But I just talk to myself like that all the time. Or if I didn't plan, if I didn't write something down, oh my God, you're lazy. Oh my God, you didn't get this done. How could you? You should have made time for that. You can't even get this right. Blah, 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 blah. All the things that all of us probably, I'm sure so many people can relate to this. Why do we do that? Why do we talk to ourselves the way we would never ever speak to another human like that? It's so awful.
Yeah.
And the second that I feel like I read that book and something just shifted in my head, hearing it that way, that why would I ever say that to myself? I would never say that to Whitney or to Jessica or to Cheryl. Like I would never say that to my closest best friends. And because I don't believe those things about them. Why do I believe those things about me? And so the second I stopped saying those things, I stopped believing those things. So it's
No, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's almost like I wouldn't say that's an epiphany for me, but
It was for
it's
me.
damn close.
Yeah.
Like
It
I never
honestly
even thought about that.
Yeah, me either. And it honestly was. And I feel like everybody should hear this.
Yeah.
Again, do not talk to yourself the way that you would never talk to somebody else. Like you're never gonna say, well, you better never say those things to me. But why would you say them to yourself? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so it's just I'm just like, a friend of mine tells me that they don't get something done on their to-do list. And I'm like, oh my gosh, give yourself some grace. You have or mom, you're running around, you're running errands, or maybe you just need a break.
Yeah.
Like, why am I not saying those things to myself? Instead, I'm like, you are lazy, you don't know how to plan, you're dumb. I mean, I don't do those things anymore. And I'm really proud of myself for overcoming that. But that's the way I used to speak to myself. And now I'm like, okay, because you needed a break, Destiny. Obviously, you've been running yourself ragged.
Yeah.
Maybe you needed to sit on the couch. And that's what I did. I got invited. And sometimes I have a lot of FOMO, but I got invited to go over to a friend's house last night for dinner. And usually I would have been like all over it. And I was like, no, I can't. I just need to stay home. I need to stay home and hang out by myself. And I've been doing that a lot more lately. And I think it's because I'm just drained. My battery's drained. I need a reset. I need a physical, mental, social reset. And that's not typically me because I'm very extroverted.
Okay, I got a question. What the fuck is FOMO?
Oh, fear of missing out.
Okay. Des told me, my girlfriend Des, she told me that yesterday, and I totally blanked on it. Like when you said FOMO, I was like, oh man, she told me
You meant to
yesterday.
Google that?
Yeah.
Does she have that? Or what was the
No,
context?
she was listening to our podcast and I think you said it before last episode.
Oh, probably.
And then someone commented and put FOMO, or maybe it was one of your messages back. And she's like, "Do you know what that means?" I was like, "I have no idea." I was like, I just shook my head, like, I'm totally hip and with it.
I'm so glad you asked because the other people don't know.
Yeah, but Des told me last night, and then I totally forgot about it. So when you said FOMO, I was like, "Oh, what does that mean?"
Oh, she did tell you
She
what it
did,
meant.
but I
though.
totally,
She knew.
I totally,
Yeah, fear of missing out.
fear of missing out.
Yeah,
Why can't you just say fear of missing out?
it's a lot of words.
Kids these days.
Yeah. Yeah. Kids. Us youngsters.
Some people's grandkids.
Yeah. Us youngsters, Oh, I did actually also wrote down volunteer work, and I don't know how I feel about this, but it's like serving others, kind of like with you, like mentoring. Maybe
Yeah.
that's kind of along the same lines. So maybe I didn't even really like put that connection because I didn't write down the mentoring, but when you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so
Oh, I
much
love it.
sense.
I love being a supervisor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's my most I feel like it is I think that's why my time at the I don't even think I've ever mentioned where I work on the podcast actually, so I'm not going to. Where I work for the government, that's been my most favorite job
Yeah.
ever until like the last 6 months, and I think it is because a lot of that time has been spent in leadership and management, and I love it.
Same here.
Yeah.
Personnel management. Oh,
Yeah.
It was my calling. It really was.
I feel like
And I don't do that anymore, so that's why I probably don't like my job.
Yeah, maybe. That's what makes me nervous about some of the changes that are going to be coming, or possibly coming to my office. That when they're not transparent with you, you make up all these scenarios in your head. So one of the 5 scenarios that I have in my head is that I'm not going to be a manager anymore, and it gives me so much like a gut ache. Like even just saying it out loud, my stomach is like I'm having a physical reaction, but it's fine. Everything's fine. It's not going to happen.
It won't.
It won't. I'm gonna still be able to be
Possibly.
a leader, and when it all comes down, I'll be able to go back to being a good leader because I don't feel like I've been that lately, and I think that's the other part of feeling me. But anyways, what else is on your list? Did you have?
So you hit pretty much every single one. I did write quick skill progression is what
Oh,
helps people build confidence within pickleball
yes,
because it is such an easy sport to get involved with, and your skills increase exponentially very quickly for you to be able to move from a 2.0 to a 3.5.
right.
So, and I think that helps build people's confidence.
And I think the community in pickleball built my
Right. I
confidence.
do have that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Social connections.
yes, honestly, I do feel like that alone. I mean, my dad was here for my birthday in June, so like 2 months ago, and he mentioned that he's like, I mean, and I don't know why when he was here, there must have been something that we were talking about that he said it because I don't feel like anything has necessarily been this big change since I last saw him in
Yeah.
December. But he mentioned it. He was like, I just can't believe how much your confidence has grown over the last couple of years. And I mean, put two and two together. I've been divorced for a couple of years, but he was like, it's just crazy. And he goes, and even since you've gotten into pickleball, and so he has like he correlates pickleball
Yeah.
to that, but I think that there's a lot of other factors. Like
For sure.
I amped up my therapy
Yeah.
when I was going through divorce, my divorce itself, and then building different types of connections with people, and then I also became a manager in those last 5 years in my workplace, and so I think all of those things combined, I've just like really fallen into my own. Where I think on a previous episode, I've talked about how I didn't necessarily ever feel like I had like a hobby or where I kind of fit in. And
Yeah.
I think right now in my life, I know I come on here and I'm like, oh, I had a really shitty week. But honestly, like I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. And I owe a lot of that to pickleball.
Yeah.
I owe a lot of that to my job. So there, I said it. I owe a lot of that to my job. I'll say it again. There's me refraining.
Maybe it's a 50% pickleball and 50% community
Yes.
because I haven't played any other sport. So I played 8 years of baseball as a kid. Community was kind of shitty. I played 4 years of volleyball in high school. Community was somewhat good, but nothing compares to the positive social interaction
Yeah.
and connections that I've made within pickleball.
Yeah, I will say that.
Everyone is so nice and supportive.
Mhm.
Yeah, you'll get those dirtbags every once in a great while, but overall in
Yeah.
general, pickleball, I believe, has to be the most rewarding sport for building connections with people.
Yes, 150%.
Yeah.
I would agree, and probably more than that, actually. And so I have a friend who recently turned 50, and it looks like she posted today, and it looked like maybe there's a couple of her friends, they all three turned 50 recently. So they did a whole girls' weekend. I'm a little sad I wasn't invited, but it's fine. We'll get over it. But there was a whole bunch of women that we played pickleball with that went away this weekend on a trip. And it was just so fun to even go back and see because that I knew that the connections in the community was going to be brought up on the podcast today. And that's exactly what I saw. And I mean, there was probably 20 of them. And I know there's another group of women, and a lot of these same women are in that group, but they go to Lake Powell every summer and do a houseboat. And
So cool.
yeah, so cool if I could get invited to that, guys. Anyways, I like Lake Powell. I like houseboats. But no, they just go every year. But it's just so fun to see the community come together, even outside of pickleball. Like I had a girls' night on Friday with some girls from pickleball, and we just played games and had dinner. And honestly, not pickleball games, like board games.
Yeah.
So it was,
That's
cool.
cool.
Just like even that. And
I want some of that.
sorry about the girls' night.
No, in the sense of I would say I have a lot of pickleball friends, but I don't get invited to barbecues.
I know. You actually just that's so funny that you said a barbecue because I was
No one
like,
invites me to anything. Yeah, for pickleball.
probably because you're blaming your partner for their shitty shots.
Probably.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe it's my tattoos too. They're like, you're not invited to our neighborhood.
That's why I didn't
No,
get
it's
invited to the houseboat.
probably.
Just kidding. Love you guys. Love you. I'm not really that sad that I wasn't. I mean, I'm a little sad, but it's fine. I'll get over it. I understand. You can only have so many people on a houseboat. Just one tiny human, guys. I'll bring my own food.
Seriously, I don't take up that much
I
space.
swear to God, I will eat it next year because of this cry for the invite.
Yeah, this
I'm
wasn't
gonna
a
be
cry.
really sad.
Now I'm gonna have all these invites. We didn't know. We're
Yeah.
so sorry. You can come and hang out with us.
I thought you were invited by so and so.
Yeah.
It was in a group text. You were on it, I swear. I don't want to hear any of your fucking excuses. Just kidding. Anyways, so yes, so that's what I had. Did you have anything else?
I did.
Yeah, I don't know. I do.
We're at our time.
Yeah.
Typically. So
Yeah. But do you have a story specifically about like your confidence being built up from pickleball?
from pickleball.
Or anybody else kind of noticing since you've been playing pickleball? Like I shared with like my dad kind of noticed and attributed it to pickleball.
I think it's my skills that I've noticed my confidence has improved upon due to people who are telling me like, "Hey, you are good."
I was just gonna ask if like having the reassurance from somebody
It's the
else kind of
reassurance.
helped you, or like being asked to be a captain. Did that help kind of reassure like in your head, did it help kind of like validate, oh,
No,
they see my leadership skills, they see my pickleball skills?
not at all.
Yeah,
I
me neither.
I was like, well, it was a different situation. I didn't get picked to be a
Oh,
captain. It was presented to me since I was sponsoring a team. They're like, "Why don't you just be the team captain?"
oh, okay, yeah,
I
that's
was like,
different.
"Cool, 100%."
They begged me. Just kidding. Nobody begged me. Nobody begged me.
But I get a lot of compliments of like, "No, you're a like you play at a 4 or 5 level because you're that good." And I'm like, "No, I'm not that good." They're like, "Yeah, you are, right?" And I just need to stop telling myself I'm not.
Yes, you do need to stop telling yourself you're
My
not.
duper says I'm a 3.7, and that's what I feel like I can play at.
But you already said that you don't pay attention to duper, so stop paying attention to your own duper. Because you're not looking at my duper telling me that I'm anything more or less.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
So don't do it
And
to
I
yourself.
always tell people that they play at a higher level than they are playing at currently
Right.
as it is anyways. Because I wanna be supportive of them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And if I want them to improve, I tell them, "You need to be playing at this level."
So it's like
It's gonna
that
help you.
positive reassurance almost, or that.
It's pushing them beyond their bounds
Right.
that I know they're capable
Yes. What
of.
was the metaphor that you used earlier, or like
You
the
pick up heavy
figuratively?
things and you carry them.
Bingo, guys. I love that. Okay, so we have some like good key things
Yeah.
from today's episode. So you pick up heavy things and you carry them.
Yep.
We all,
If you
I'm
wanna
sure,
build
I almost
confidence,
like want to pause on that because that is like a really, really solid thing to think
right?
about.
It's just like picking up physical things.
Right.
Yeah. Because that they looked at me, they're like, "Well, I go to the gym and lift out." I'm like, "It's
I pick
more
up
than
weights
that.
and I move them.
It is really more than that."
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Um, and then don't talk to yourself any other way than you would talk to your best friend.
Yeah,
And
that's a powerful one.
yeah,
It really
I
is.
think both of those are really powerful. And set goals for yourself
Set goals for yourself
and plan.
that you can accomplish because
Yes. Oh
people
my gosh, that's
people
such a
set
good one.
goals
People
that are way too high, and
destiny.
then they fail to reach them, and then they're like, "Well, I just suck."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, set obtainable goals.
Realistic goals.
Yeah,
Yes. I am such a
and start
defender
small.
of that.
If you're
Yeah.
good, start small. Like wake up and tie your, when you put on your shoes, tie your shoes in a certain way.
Hmm.
Or when you wake up,
Make your bed.
make your bed.
Hmm.
I mean, I listen to Jordan Peterson. I know a lot of people don't like him because they think he's like this sort of man incel kind of thing, but he's a psychologist. Like he is a very smart
I don't
gentleman.
know if I know who he is. Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, his thing is you wake up and you make your bed.
That's not his thing. That's William McRaven's thing. He's a Navy admiral.
Okay.
He
Well,
wrote a book on it. So
there's a lot of
okay.
people saying that you should wake up
I
and make
know.
your bed
I know.
because it's how you should start your
Jordan
day.
Peterson.
Because if your bed's messy and your house is messy, how can you tell someone else to get their shit together?
Right. Yeah. So maybe that's his. So William McRaven's mindset is you get up, you make your bed, you've already completed a task.
Exactly.
So you're already
Check
done.
mark it off.
Yep. Yep. I
Right.
love it.
You've already started the day by accomplishing something.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I did make my bed today, guys. It doesn't always happen.
I did too. I always do.
Mm,
No.
always. I like made me my bed. I'll like make it.
So like you tucked in your stuff. You
I
just
like,
didn't like
like
throw the
changed my
covers back.
sheets. I made
Oh.
yeah, and then I changed my sheets out. I changed like the mattress protector. Like I did all the Sunday things, right? And so I actually did that today. So I made me my bed. instead of just pulling the sheets up, which is usually what I do.
Yeah. I pull the sheets up, but I tighten them.
Yeah, it depends on the morning. I mean, most mornings I'm waking up 45 minutes late for work, so just kidding.
Where's your new goal? Wake up on time.
All right. You said baby steps. This came out of your mouth. You said set attainable goals. My first goal should be to go to bed early. Why the fuck am I drinking and Lonnie Nutrition at 8 p.m.? It's 8:30. My God.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think those are two big things. So sit on those.
This was a very
It was
good.
It was a vulnerable episode.
It was. Yeah, I shared a lot that I probably shouldn't have shared.
Same. I was like, did I talk about my divorce so much?
Oh well, now you know things that I went through.
I don't think that you shared too much. I think you shared things that people can relate to.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that.
But I overcame them, right?
Exactly. And that's the message that we want everybody to see and hear. And because Rob was in the Air Force and I worked for the Air Force for so long, I think we're big, both could probably say this, I'm going to speak for Rob, is that we're both big on being a wingman and asking those tough questions. So when you see somebody going through a hard time, I think the biggest and hardest question to ask is flat out asking them, are you suicidal? Are you going to be hurting yourself? Do you have plans to do that? And that's hard. If somebody is going through that and making them answer that, they actually have to say it out loud, and it makes things really real.
Yeah.
And if nobody's asking you those things, then you could be carrying things out and not have to, you could be doing it before you've actually even thought about it.
Yeah.
And that's what's really sad and scary. So if you do have somebody in your life and you do feel like they're thinking of that, I mean, asking that question, they may be offended, but who fucking cares if it saves their life?
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry that nobody asked you those things, but probably because,
like I said, I didn't show it. I put on the face that I needed to get
right
to do a good job.
Well, I'm
be
so
there for
happy
my
that-
airman and be there for my son and
Well, I'm happy that you're still here for your son, and that you're
course.
here now, and
Yeah.
that we can do this podcast
Yeah.
together. So look at you, you overcame it all. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, well, thank you too.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, next week we'll do
Yep.
it again.
Yep, back again
All
tomorrow.
right.
Or next week.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're not coming over tomorrow.
No, I'm not. My son has a first day of high school tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. First day of high school or just school?
First day of high school.
What high school is he going to? Syracuse?
Davis.
Oh, because you guys are on the
Davis High.
south end.
Yeah.
Fun. Yay.
He doesn't think so, but yeah. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. Next week.
Good luck to him.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Okay. We'll see ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.